Giannis Antetokounmpo capping off a whirlwind of trade talks by showing a paid partnership with a prediction market was a choice. Using that Wolf of Wall Street clip to say he's staying in Milwaukee was too. But that's what all this conversation surrounding the Bucks superstar boils down to, his decisions. And as eccentric and ephemeral as they may seem, the fact remains, he's still a Buck for now. When it comes to what the future holds, though, that's up to Malika Andrews to pry up out of him.
As of today, I'm committed to the Milwaukee Bucks, and I'm committed to the people that I work with, my teammates, the coaching staff, Coach Duck, and John in the front office. What I've said from the beginning of this year is that out of my mouth and the way I've carried myself, you will never hear me say I don't want to be a Milwaukee Buck.
Giannis, your interviews, as long as I've known you, there's been two things that that have been tenets of who you are, who I've come to know you to be, and that is a winner, and that is deeply loyal. Do those two things feel at odds to you right now?
No, no. I am a winner, and I'm extremely loyal. But the only thing that I feel sometimes, and just get vulnerable for a second here, is that growing up you dream like, oh, what if I play for the Knicks, Madison Square Garden? What if I get drafted by the Lakers and I'm teammates with Kobe? What if I go and play for the Cavs and LeBron passes me the ball? Like, you're just dreaming, right? So it doesn't change me an adult. You turn on the TV, watch OKC, watch San Antonio, it's like, oh, well, would that Jay Weber be? Like, how would that work? Like, you always dream. If there will ever be a scenario of me not being a Milwaukee Buck no more, I don't want anybody to ever think like, hey man, I quit on my team, because this is my team and I love it.
We've had a lot of interviews over the years.
Yes.
One of them was in 2021. It was right after you won a championship. You said to me, we might never win another one. It's fine. I'd rather do it this way, win one this way, than go anywhere else and win 2 or 3. How do you reflect on that now?
When you've had a bite of a really good steak, you know, and all of a sudden you go to somewhere else, so time goes by and you're just having the big steaks in front of you, and it's just like not good, and you know how that steak feels, you want that steak again. But that's when you gotta come to the realization that what if that feeling is, I won't feel it again and stay in Milwaukee, and are you okay with that? And the answer is no, I'm not.
Now, all this conversation around what's wrong with all-star games these days doesn't take away from the fact that it's a dang party, which is actually hitting the fever pitch now that we've crowned both the three-point and dunk contest champion.
Trev, there was this old school allure when All-Star was the rare chance to see A-listers from other cities plays. Now you can watch Luka or Joker or whoever every night if you want it, but it's still the only time that all the stars are together. It's still appointment viewing and listening.
Roses are red, violets are blue.
I cannot make rhymes. I'm a basketball player. Let's go.
The NBA Research and Development Department ranked you the 7th hottest NBA player of all time. Do you agree with that data, or you think it's skewed?
What? When you say hot, what you mean? You talking about what, basketball?
Handsome, attractive.
Oh, man. My old lady ain't gonna like that. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, you know. My mom and dad did a pretty good job, but they ain't wrong, though. They probably got me a little low on the list, honestly.
If you could win MVP every year or have all of your horses win their race.
All 3 horses winning race, brother.
I knew that.
Thank you.
If you could give up one thing for the rest of your life, Twitter or video games? I'm gonna go Twitter, because they don't deserve to hear this God level like talk I'm giving to them. They take it for granted, cuz.
When they were born, was this a vision you had?
I'm not LeBron James. I'm not gonna tell my kids what they have to do. I just want my kids to play and enjoy the game.
See, you gonna get your sons jammed up.
They knew it.
You ain't gotta play no more, Ron. They still have to.
What I liked about all that sound, it was a lot of breaks, and then Ant Edwards, a little bit of gas at the end.
Turn that up.
A little bit of gas.
Love
Hey,
it.
we're going to hit the gas coming up on the other side with what's next.
See that? NBA All-Star three-point contest. Damian Lillard, it's Dame time once again. Hasn't competed in a Trailblazers jersey since 2023. Here's what he had to say before the contest.
I'm a shooter. I got to come out and let it fly and just know that's what it is and just win another one.
You did the signal. Dame time is upon us?
It's upon us.
Spoiler alert, Dame time was in fact upon us, Tyler.
Dame time always on time, Arda.
He needed 24 points to avoid elimination. His torn Achilles looking pretty good here. He makes all 5 shots from the wing. I love the pyro.
Yeah, the pyro was the best part of the All-Star festivities.
He knocks down 4 of his last 5 shots on the final rack. He finishes the first round with 27 points, so he would advance to the final round where he would face Devin Booker. So in that final round, Lillard is up first. There they are talking about strategies and whatever else. There's,
Release,
again,
rotation, splash.
Exactly. He proceeds to make the next 5 threes from the top of the key after hitting a logo 3 worth 3 points. So he's on a roll here. He's on fire like NBA Jam. And the pyrotechnics, of course. On the final rack, Lillard would make 3 out of his 5 shots, so he would finish the final round with 29 points. Wow. Dame time all the time. Keegan, Michael Key, Chris Tucker, loving what they see. So it's Booker's turn. He needs to beat 29 points. He makes 5 in a row from the wing, and he needs to make 3 on the final rack to tie Lillard. Watch this. So he makes the first one. He gets the second one to drop. He just needs 1 more. Out. Uh-oh, wait a second. The pressure's on. Oh, no!
Goodness.
Oh! You can't book it because it is Dame time. Everyone's surprised, and Damian Lillard wins the NBA three-point contest for a 3rd time. Here he is with Malika Andrews.
Did this one, after everything you've been through, how did it mean a little bit more?
I think that's why it did mean a little bit more. Obviously, you got the history part of it, being the 3rd guy to win 3 times. Everything that's happened over the last year to get this opportunity and to be able to come out and take advantage of it and get another one, you know, it was a special experience.
And another one, and another one. I don't need to tell you, All-Star Weekend needs special moments. Larry Legend, Craig Hodges combined to win 6 of the first 7 three-point contests. So in the 33 shootouts since, Dame is the only player to win it 3 times. He's the only one to win a three-point contest without playing a game prior to the All-Star break as well.
3 snipers right there. Larry Hodges and Otto Dame time. The NBA Slam Dunk Contest also taking place last night. 4 competitors. First up, Jace Richardson, 25th overall pick, I should say, this year out of Michigan State. Son of former 2-time dunk champion Jason Richardson, and pays homage to Pops.
Oh, nice.
With that flush right there. Like father, like son. Carter Bryant, 14th overall pick out of Arizona. Got a 39.5-inch vertical measured at the combine, showing off that vert. With a little Vinsanity right there. He would move on to the finals with the 360 windmill. Who would he see? 2 competitors left, Kashad Johnson, Jackson Hayes. I'm going to tell you right now, we're not going to show Jackson Hayes because he didn't really do much.
No, he didn't.
His dunks, not great. Kashad Johnson from the Bay brings out E40. Now, I must admit, I'm married to someone from the Bay, and I wish I had a great reference here with E40, but I got nothing.
I got
no E40 reference, except I like the hat.
Gate, something.
All right, so it's Johnson versus Bryant in the final. Bryant, first up, throws it up, goes between the legs, and there's those pyrotechnics that we like.
You could have gone WD-40.
I'm just trying to think of references. Getting greased up for the final.
Think of references for you.
E40's got to have a lyric. He's got some kind of, unique sounds that he makes when he raps. I just wish I had. Sorry,
E40, 49ers, I don't know.
I think even though Carter Bryant got the only 50 of the contest, it was Kashad Johnson who put together 2 40-plus dunks in the finals to win 97.4 and 90.0. Congratulations, Kashad.
Our mentions are going to be flooded.
Yeah. For more, we always love having David Dennis Jr. on the SportsCenter menu this morning. David, what's your reaction to what you just heard from Giannis there?
Look, it's Valentine's Day weekend. Valentine's Day, people feel feel good about their relationship. They feel validated. They get the flowers, get all things. But on the other hand, people get those sort of quizzical text messages from people. They're like, I don't really understand where we are. Cut that person off. Giannis is sending those quizzical text messages because in 1 minute I want to be with Milwaukee, another minute I want to go win a championship. You're not going to win a championship with Milwaukee. It's just not going to happen, which is why this split made the most sense during last offseason, and it did not happen at the trade deadline. And now we have to deal with more weeks and more months of Giannis kind of talking out of both sides of his mouth. I want to stay with Milwaukee, but I want to win another championship. Those things are antithetical to each other, which is why it has always made the most sense for him and the Bucks to part ways. And it is honestly my hope that come offseason they finally do that, so both of them can move on and get closer to championships on either one of their sides.
Yeah, if he wants another bite of that meat, it looks like it's not going to happen in Milwaukee. He may have to go elsewhere this offseason. All right, David, as we look ahead to the second half of the NBA season coming out of the break, what are 3 storylines that intrigue you the most?
Okay, so let's start with the Eastern Conference right now. And I'm looking at the East to see who's actually going to break away from the pack and really emerge as favorites. Like, I know Detroit has a huge lead on everybody else. There's still questions about them, their three-point shooting, their youth, things like that. I don't consider them, huge favorites. The Knicks, will that defense keep up? They've had a great last 10 games. They've been a little bit uneven. Cavs, what are they going to do? So I'm looking to see who's really going to break away in the East. Now, moving on to the West, the OKC Thunder. You got to remember, they started 24-1. We were talking about them winning 75 games, but they've spent a lot of the last few weeks in street clothes. SGA is hurt. J-Dub and these injuries are really concerning. We're worried about that wrist. He's hurt that hamstring. I want to see a fully healthy OKC Thunder team making a run to get a back-to-back championships. And finally, it's Victor Wembanyama and that San Antonio Spurs team, the OKC Thunder kryptonite, it seems like. How good can this team really be? How good can Victor Wembanyama really be? He has seemed to have no ceiling to what he can do and who he could possibly be. I want to see him continue to emerge as maybe the most dominant force in the NBA. Remember last time we saw him, the dude looked like he was going to score 100 points against the Lakers. I cannot wait to see what he's going to do for the second half of this season.
Yeah, no doubt. I'll talk about his MVP chances a little bit later in the show. His MVP chances in the All-Star game tonight. He's the betting favorite at DraftKings, so the market's expecting big things from him. By the way, Spurs only 3 games behind the Thunder in the Western Conference, and they've beaten OKC in 4 of the 5 meetings between the two this year. They seem to have the defending champs number. We love when David Dennis Jr. dials us up on SportsCenter. Thank you, David. SportsCenter taking a look back at the first half of the NBA season with the All-Star game taking place tonight. Pistons and Thunder sitting atop their respective conferences, with Detroit edging out OKC for the best record in the NBA by virtue of fewest losses. It's the first time since the 05-06 season that the Pistons have the best record entering the break.
Tyler, how about this one? Luka Doncic. He leads the NBA in scoring thus far, making a real case for the MVP of the league this season. He currently sits with the 4th best odds to win the award.
One of the guys in front of them in the odds market for MVP is Nikola Jokic, doing what he does best, triple doubles. Joker leads the NBA this season with 20, 10 more than the next closest player. It would be his 2nd consecutive season leading the association in trip dubs. NBA Today crew, take it away.
Hey, welcome inside our Los Angeles studio. Kendrick Perkins, Danny Green, the Hall of Famer, Mr. Spears. I'm Malika Andrews. Here's what we know. We got a real sample size now. Everyone, 10 games, that's not enough. 20. After the All-Star break, there's some patterns that we are starting to see, Kendrick Perkins. What's one thing that's going to carry over from what we've seen so far to the second half of the season?
That one major conference, the Western Conference. I want to see, because it's a lot of unknowns. I believe it's wide open, right? The Denver Nuggets, they're not healthy. Jokic don't look 100%. Obviously, we're looking at OKC. They're not healthy. The Spurs, only 3 games back from being the number 1 spot. Can Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves really get back in the thick of things and be legit title contenders? I hope so. Will he capitalize on the moment? What's going to happen with Lakers and Luka? Like, are they going to be ready? So I'm looking at this Western Conference. It's wide open, but I'm looking for the Spurs to go capture that number 1 spot.
Okay. I'm worried about your champs, your Oklahoma City Thunder, Perk.
How worried?
Very. I mean, there's a reason why teams haven't, it's been since 2019, since there's been a repeat champion. There's always injury issues, fatigue. There probably is not a team that needs an All-Star break more than the Thunder. SGA's hurt. Jalen's been hurt. There's other injuries to the team. They're adding players because of the injuries. maybe it might be catching up to them, and maybe we'll have a new champion.
I did think it was interesting that Tim McMahon said on NBA Today recently that the Oklahoma City Thunder, J-Dub rushing back was maybe a little bit of evidence that they're feeling the tight Western Conference standings here, DJ.
Yeah, for sure. But for me, I'm looking East.
Okay.
I think it's kind of open. It's wide
You
open.
won championships in both
Yeah,
conferences.
so the West is going to be good, but I think I'm looking at the dark horse teams like the Philadelphia 76ers and the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think they can make a push this second half or the last fourth of the season and make some noise. Joel Embiid's been on a tear, Tyrese Maxey. They're a team that nobody wants to match up with in the first round, and I think they could probably upset some teams in the first round.
Then who don't want to match up with? The 76ers?
Yeah, they could get Boston, they could get Detroit. Like, they have a good, even the Knicks, they don't want to see them in the first round.
No, they got to get to the first round.
For sure.
Meaning that they got to be healthy. That's the biggest thing, right? So, again, but I'm looking forward to it.
Everything I'm hearing from Joel Embiid is that this is something, after the All-Star break, we're going to see him back in the form that we did going in, which was incredibly top form, and that's going to make for an awesome second half. But really, it's the last quarter of the NBA season here.
Well, maybe eventually the 76ers can find themselves on this graphic, but as of now, the Thunder and Nuggets both have the best odds to win the NBA championship, with OKC slightly edging out Denver at plus 130. They are followed by two Eastern Conference teams, the Cavs and the Knicks, at plus 1,200 and plus 1,300, respectively.